Ako ang inyong binibini number 18, Maria Ruth Erica Queen mula sa lalawigan ng Nueva Ecija. Bigas, kanin, palay. This attire is more than just a representation of my province. The fully sequined body with palay embossed beads and beaded trails paints the picture of a prosperous rice field and the story of our identity. From the farmers who till the land, to the workers who reap the fields, to the people who prepare our meals. Palay is more than just a crop. This is the identity of the Philippines. It represents hardship during planting and tranquility during harvest. It represents life, passion, dedication, and the strong Filipino spirit of never-ending determination.
Ako si Binibini 19, Gabriel Basiano, galing sa Burangan City, Eastern Samar. My costume is called the Golden Kalesa. Kalesa is believed to be the first introduced to the Philippines by Spain during the 18th century. It has served as a deluxe mode of transportation that only the rich and high-ranking officials can afford. It used to be Philippines' king of the road, long before the jeepneys arrived. This golden kalesa represents the shades of my hometown, Burangan City, Eastern Samar. I am wearing a mesh bodysuit that is embellished with thousands of golden Swarovski crystals. The carriage is adorned by hand-woven mat and most commonly known as banig, one of the major products of my province.
Roy Aquino, the designer, thought of a modernized barot saya that traditionally consists of 4 parts: a baro or kamesa, a long skirt or saya, a kerchief worn over the shoulders or alampay, and a short rectangular cloth worn over the skirt or patadyong. And this is inspired by the gown of Doña Trinidad Rojas, former First Lady when she was a Carnival Queen of the Philippines Carnival of 1920. And the town of Rojas, Isabela was the first town named in honor of President Manuel Rojas.
Together with my team, we wanted to highlight the natural riches from the sea, one of the main sources of income by the people in my province. The ocean is an important part of La Union, as we're known to be the surfing capital of the North. I hope that when you remember this piece of me and this piece of La Union, you are reminded of a sea goddess watching the ever-changing and ever-growing prosperous province of La Union.
Ako si Binibini 22, Shari Nagyao, nagmula sa progresibong lalawigan ng Pampanga. DASE, Developing ITAS Strength Through Empowerment. DASE, which means banig in Tagalog, is the main fabric material of this masterpiece. The palay grains represent Pampanga's fertile soil and our hard-working farmers. The crown symbolizes the devotion and high spirituality of Pampanga's patron saint, the miraculous Virgen de los Remedios. Pampanga, a place full of love and a place full of dreams. There may be the toughest time when the Kapampangan region was devoured by calamities. Serenity was lost, but the pride and joy remained in every Kapampangan's heart, which regained who we truly are. Strong-willed, intense, willing to extend hands to build unity. And I am a Kapampangan. Pag maragul ko, Kapampangan ko.
Ako si Jasmine Di Makulangan, hali sa probinsya Nin Albay. This costume is named Daragang Magayon or Beautiful Maiden. This is an interpretation of the female protagonist from the legend of Mount Mayon. The fire surrounding Binibini 23 is as scorching as the passion between star-crossed lovers Magayon and Panganoron. Their fiery love might have ended in tragedy, but it led to the rise of the crown jewel of Albay, a befitting costume for Albay's reigning festival queen.
La Luz de la Paz. This national costume reflects the light of peace in the midst of the current global darkness. This light of peace is represented by a traditional Christmas symbol in Angeles City, the distinct Parul Angeles, which forms the base of the costume. Characterized by its simplicity yet intricacy in design, this local lantern traces its origin in the century-old tradition of Lubena's Ning Pasko, the culmination of a 9-day prayer vigil leading to the Christmas day. This is the same symbolic light that guided the local farmers in attending the Mass at dawn before proceeding to their field works. This tradition extended to the present generation as Simbang Gabi. One symbolic intention of this lantern procession, the fish, which represents prosperity, is depicted by the lame fabric details that resemble the fish scales. This masterpiece aspires to bring hope and prosperity as the world anticipates for the most wonderful time of the year, the Christmas season. Yako po i Maria Francesca Taruk, menibatan kang syudad ning Angeles, Pampanga.
This is a depiction of the traditional Maria Clara dress inspired from the Gigantes Festival of Angono Rizal. It is celebrated every fourth week of November, where giant papier-mâché or gigantes are paraded on the streets. A fusion of the Maria Clara and gigantes, using the framework and the massiveness of the gigantes under the Maria Clara dress. The fabric is an interpretation of our piña fabric, highlighting its fibrous characteristic. Turning around, the Maria Clara is transformed into the colorful gigantes adorned with playful lights, giving it a festive vibe.
Ako si Binibini 26 na Riza May Valerio ng Arayat, Pampanga. This creation is inspired by the mythical goddess of Mount Arayat, Maria Sinukuan, who lived on Mount Arayat. She is also dubbed as the sacred protector of the mountain and the animals that surround it. Pampanga is known as a natural bird haven in the Philippines, wherein 14,000 kinds of nomadic birds gather each year in the swamps as a stopover before continuing their migration to different parts of the world. These birds are important to humans in various ways, such as providing natural fertilizers and dispersing seeds all over the mountain. This goddess characterizes kindness among animals and generosity to its inhabitants. This ensemble is a magnificent symbolism of the rich and colorful heritage of Pampanga.
I am a female centurion, demonstrating heroic qualities of a Filipina, bravely leading our century. Depicted by Roman costumes, tunics, and vivid metallic embellishments that have been crafted by local artisans and wood carvers of Paete, Laguna. This reclaimed and recycled warrior ensemble symbolizes women's ability to exhibit our courage and stand up for our rights and core feminine values. Possessing as much strength, determination, and fortitude as any man, I am willing to take up arms and fight for a cause with relentless perseverance. Ako si Binibini 27, Rochelle Liman, mula sa Oriental, Mindoro.
Pearl of the Orient, designed by Michael Barassi. Cerulean is the water that drapes the archipelagic province of Romblon, and this deep sky blue hue hides within its chest pearls, pure, incorruptible, and wise as the queen who wears this attire. Miss Romblon wears the color of the waters that surround the province of Romblon, the stretches of white sand beaches which are arguably one of the best in the world. Adorned with pearls from her head to toe, she flaunts the serene beauty of these jewels of the seas and the elegance they signify. Above her head is the oyster shell that hides this lustrous gem, representing the hidden wisdom cultivated through years of toil, pressure, and hard work. One Miss Romblon wears loud and proud. It is always a marvel looking at pearls nurtured, cherished by the deep sea waters, as stunning as this empowered Romblomanon is.
Binibini 29, Alexandra Faith Garcia, lungsod ng Olongapo, lalawigan ng Zambales. Ulo ng Apo, the symbolic name where the city started. The Dove Warrior is a costume inspired by the piece engraved by Apo in Olongapo, who was beheaded by treacherous tribe members. In the hand is the Ulo ng Apo, which empowers the maiden to call for peace in everyone. The ideology of the headpiece worn came from the Dove Monument found in Olongapo City. A rallying cry is shown by the Dove Warrior, an excruciating shout for justice and fairness to all. The Dove Warrior calls for every modern Filipina to be the symbol of peace, like Apo.
The Queen of Philippine Sultans, Bulaklakan. I am wearing a costume inspired by the famous Filipino folk dance, Bulaklakan. The designer of this national costume, Miss Poisabiana, came up with the idea using vibrant colors to represent the joyful culture of the Philippines. The bodies of this costume is a Filipiniana butterfly sleeves adorned with precious pearls from the South Sea. Spanish lace were used for the top fabric, and the flamboyant skirt is filled with flowers to signify festivity and glamour.
My national costume is called Mary Love. This was made to pay tribute to our Mother Mary, who has been our rock amidst the recent Taal volcano eruption. We chose to wear something that will signify the strength and hope of all Batangueños, especially people of Agoncillo who were greatly affected by the recent catastrophe. I carry with me the Holy Rosary, same with what most of the families have carried during the afternoon of January 12, 2020. It was our weapon, our shield, and our rock. In my head is a tiara that signifies unity among all Filipinos who helped us during our unforgettable nightmare. Its silver linings and crystal is a reminder for us to be grateful for everything that we've received. The trailing cape with thousands of Swarovski crystals represent thousands of Batangueños who is with me as I walk with this dress. Each step I take is a step closer in resurrecting our faith that one day soon, we will be triumphant once more. We also chose the color red as a manifestation of the burning desire of all Batangueños to rise from the ashes.
Ako si Binibini 32, Leslie Ann Ingles Ticaro, galing sa lungsod ng Tagum. Waling-waling, soon by impeccable skills to be worn by a Binibini, showcasing the culture and fashion of Mindanao. celebrating the beauty of the Philippine flora, representing the grace, strength, and essence of a Filipina. This couture creation is proudly made by a Mindanaoan couturier and beadmaster, Mark Joseph Sayed, to exemplify that the Filipina beauty is more than what meets the eye. Filipina beauty has become transformative, that it has broken stereotypes and beauty standards, and that Filipina beauty mirrors culture, experience, substance, authenticity, and life. A binibini is a waling-waling, highly coveted, majestic, and one of a kind.
Ako si Binibini 33, Bellatrix Stan, galing sa Zamboanga City. Subang, full moon worship of the Subanans. A creation that mirrors the rich culture of the first inhabitants of the Zamboanga Peninsula. Princess Nayak, a royal princess of the tribe Subanen, the daughter of Subanen King, King Timway Saragan. She is a reformed royal princess who travels regularly from one location to another to clear more forest fields. She is destined to be a fierce warrior princess who will be the strongest and most powerful Subanen tribesman. Traditional wear consisted of upper and lower garments with headdress and other accessories. The tight-fitting garment that was generally black made that symbolizes of the night as a time of worship of the tribe. This confirms that the belief of the black garment can shield them against eclipse. This attire in full regalia consisting of sub, upper, magpandyo, headdress, gilang, bracelet, singil, anklet. Aside from the pious signification of the black garment, it was practical on the part of the Subanans the use of gold details, as an expression of the tribe's beliefs in supernatural entities, and the red as a sign of blood for the defense of the tribe's ancestral domain.
Sultan Kudarat Princess. Since time immemorial, brass body ornaments have been seen as symbol of status, especially in the southern Philippines. They signify the preservation of cultural values and immortality of royal beauty. Each style pattern epitomizes hard work and skills of the artisans. Sultan Kudarat, a Muslim ruler who reigned and asserted his leadership in the entire Sultanate of Maguindanao, was a paragon of a real warrior. It is only fitting that he will serve as the inspiration of this masterpiece. The details and patterns were hand-beaded and individually attached to the fabric to commemorate the journey and sacrifices of Sultan Kudarat before he became a revered hero of our country. Inal fabric, which is known to be worn by royal families and community leaders, is the main material used to complement the whole look of this national costume. Ethnic patterns and gold brass amulets and neck piece believed to be the symbol of power and sovereignty, which is still worn by the people of Sultan Kudarat. This masterpiece is a manifestation of modern interpretation of ultimate ruler and none other than the women of today, embracing their talent and purpose to bring equality and fairness. The one who will wear the costume will surely exhibit a character of physical resilience, mental toughness, emotional stability, and spiritual fortitude.